Welcome everybody to the World of Ability Podcast Network. My name is Emily Gomer, and I'm a podcast engineer here. And excited to bring you another episode of Revolutionize Your Marketing with Mill City Marketing, John Petros Sr. And we've known for a little bit now. And just as it sounds, we're kind of talking all about marketing and kind of revolutionize what you do and promoting and marketing you and your organization. And new ways to do that. But oops, it looks like I just lost John here, but I guess we'll be waiting for John to come back. I do still have his guest here, so I am going to bring in Andrew here. So welcome, Andrew, and nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Glad to be here.
So how about, since this is the first time you're meeting at someone, so how about you say about who you are, what you do?
So my name is Andrew. I live up in Canada. And for a long time, I've been looking into getting into online space, mostly because I've always had a dream of having financial freedom, but I also want to do that in a way where I could also help other people as well. So I came across software as a service that can help businesses with their online reputation. And as my background says, it helps to protect their online reputation by automating the filtering and gathering of the reviews. And I came across it and I got really interested in it because of the fact that it's kind of a win-win for everyone. Because you pay a lot less for something like that, and you also can get more customers coming into your business, which also brings more money into your business as well. So that's one of the main reasons why I got into that. I didn't want to just get into a business where I was just trying to ask someone for money. I wanted to get into a certain type of online business that'd be a win-win situation for everyone involved. So that's a little bit about my business there.
All right. Well, welcome, Andrew, and welcome everybody to the Revolutionize Your Marketing podcast. Sitting here with Andrew Zell, as you just heard his introduction, so what he does, who he is. How you doing tonight, Andrew?
Not doing too bad. Just getting over a bit of a cough, but other than that, not too bad. So, so if I cough during the podcast here, just forgive me because I can't help it. So.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine and dandy. So, you help businesses secure their online functions?
Yeah, so I help them with their online reputation. Mostly, our main platform is focused on Google, but we can focus on other platforms like Facebook and Yelp and TripAdvisor and any other platforms that are out there. But we start with Google first because Google is the number one monster on the block, so to speak. So we help them get a really strong presence on Google by increasing their positive online presence on Google, but internalizing all of their negative feedback so it doesn't go to places like Google and Facebook and Yelp. Now, we do stay compliant with Google because of the fact that we do allow them to continue on to leave their negative review, but most of the time people they tend to just want to vent once and then they just got it off their chest and they're happy with that. So that's essentially what we're allowing them to do. We're allowing them to vent to the owner instead of venting to everyone else online. So it protects their reputation online, but also allows the owner to have the feedback that they need from their customers to actually grow and improve their business on the back end too.
Okay. And just to let everybody know, if you need Andrew's help, you can schedule a call with him simply by using the QR code that you see on his screen.
That's correct.
Um,
Yes.
so if anybody wants to set up a one-on-one call with them, you can do it that way. That's actually a pretty good idea too, is putting the QR code on the background. I have to do that.
That's a very good idea for sure. So
Do you get a lot of response by doing that too? Or
I've been on a lot of networking calls, so not a lot so far. It's not as, I guess, probably not quite as wide a reach as like a podcast like this would be. It's usually talking to one or two people at a time. So I'm sure if I keep on doing it, I'll probably get um, a lot more responses to it, I guess you could say.
yeah, I see you have your LinkedIn um, connection up there too. Um, that's a good way to advertise, is to keep the QR code up there every time you're online, and your LinkedIn page. Um, again, this show is about marketing, which there's a lot of different ways to do the marketing. How do you get most of your clients, Andrew?
Well, one way I was doing it through networking, and that's kind of how I met you too. Like I met you over Alignable. Sorry. I met you over Alignable on one of your when you're on the Smart Connects there, and then that's how we got connected here. So I'm just also trying to build the relationships online through those networking events to also bring in referrals and actually work into business partnerships as well. Because I want to
Yeah,
help everyone else out just as much as I want to help myself out too. So I want to be able to give back and build the connections, build the relationships with people, so I can refer people to other people as well when there's a service that they need as well. So if I can reach out to more people and if I can build the relationships with people, then it helps my business, but it also helps their businesses too. So it's kind of a win-win for everyone. And that's kind of who I am. I want to be able to not just support myself, but I also want to be able to help other businesses out as well too. I have a very strong sense of integrity that way.
yeah, that's how me and you are very similar. That's how I feel too. Um, Alignable is a good platform for building up connections with other types of businesses and entrepreneurs. Um, so if anybody out there listening to this, if you're not on Alignable, you should be. Um, if for nothing else, make the connections. Um, I have pretty much any aspect that any clients I come across, if I can't serve them, there's something else that they need, I definitely have people I can send them to. Um, the more connections you build up, the more resources you have to send them to. Uh, which right now I have, I think, 560 connections on the line. So I don't think there's any field I can't send people to. Um, but that's how I am too. I just like helping people out. I don't know about you, Andrew, but I like working with the smaller businesses because they're the ones that need the help the most. And
Exactly.
my ultimate goal is to help the small businesses build up their business. So if something like COVID happens again, they'll be able to survive. I've seen too many of them around me here not survive.
I would love to help a lot of small businesses actually be able to compete with the big corporations, actually put some fear in the corporations and actually make them squirm a little bit for once. So make the smaller businesses give them all the money, give them all the clients, and then have the big corporations have to actually fight for it after a while. So that would be my ultimate goal, is to help all those little guys out there to be able to compete with the big guys. So
Yeah, because the way I look at it is the small businesses are the backbone of the country. That's what the country
100%.
was established on, was all small businesses. So without the small businesses, I don't think the economy would go anywhere but down.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and you want to keep things affordable as well. You don't want to have things super expensive that nobody can afford. So if you keep the prices more affordable, you get a lot more customers coming in, and you get a lot more money coming in the end because you're keeping it affordable. People are able to afford it. They trust you more. They don't feel like you're just out there for the money. So
Yeah.
that's
I have set prices for what I do, but I mean, if I get a business and they have a very low budget to work with, I'm willing to work with whatever they have to work with. Um,
exactly.
hopefully in a few months working with me, that budget will increase.
That's true. Yeah, if you work with someone who can help you get more money coming in, then you can take more of that money that you're bringing in and actually invest into higher price points as well, and actually grow faster and improve your business even more. And then as you're improving, you can invest more and more money. But when you're first starting out, it's always a good idea just to be able to find places that have a lower price point that can help you out, so you can actually get to that point. Because there's a lot of places that are a little bit too expensive for even the startups to be able to use. But at the same time, you also have to be willing to invest something into your business in order to actually grow your business. Because if you don't invest anything into it, you're not going to get anywhere.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Um, and there's the old saying of know, like, and trust. Well, someone's got a good point. They realign those words a little bit to like, know, and trust. First, they have to get to like you in order to in order to get to know you. The more they know you, the more they'll trust in you. The more they trust in you, the more they'll work with you.
Yeah, the more they trust you, the more they're willing to actually invest into you because they know that you're going to get the results that they're looking for because they have that trust value with you as well.
Yeah. So that's getting I I've heard that twice today, the know, like, and trust. And I felt like going in with the comment, how about if they like you first before they get to know you?
That's quite true because I mean, you can meet someone and then you can like them, but you still don't quite know them yet. So after you like them, then you want to have another conversation with them, get to know them more, and then you can actually get to know them better and then trust them more, trust them more too.
Yeah. But so is it any type of business in particular you like working with?
So the system that I have, it can work with pretty much any local business out there. But then it comes down to what types of people do I want to work with. So I want to work with people who have a good sense of integrity. I want to work with people who care about their employees and care about their customers, who are actually willing to actually follow up and try to make the problem better. Because if you're not willing to do that, it's really not going to do anything for you. And I have a strong sense of wanting to help people out, so I want to work with people who also have a strong sense of wanting to help their employees and their customers and who care about other people. I don't want to work with somebody who's just in it for making money. I want to work with someone who actually wants to help improve the lives of people around them that are actually helping them out.
Yeah. Now I see here about streamlining their process of asking and collecting reviews. What's the best way for them to do that?
That one would probably be a better conversation to have as a longer call one-on-one if you booked a call with me because they have a whole bunch of different tools that work for different types of businesses. So I'd have to understand more about your actual business and how you're running it to find out which one of the tools would actually be most beneficial for your business. And then I can explain more in detail about how that works.
Okay. So there you go, folks. Hit that QR code, book a call with them.
And I guarantee you, if you book the call on there, I'm not going to be trying to push the sale. I'm going to be trying to get to know you first. I want to get to know your business. I want to see if it's going to be a good fit for you. And if it not, I'll send you somewhere else that would be a good fit for you. So I'm not in it for that.
So there's where building a network on Alignable comes in handy. You have people that you can refer them to. There was something else I was definitely wanted to ask you today, and can't remember what it was. Comes from that talk that we had the other day. I can't remember what it was. So I keep hesitating, trying to think of it. It'll come to me eventually.
Well, that although Alignable is really great for building connections, that is one of the biggest problems. Is the fact you only have like 7 minutes to talk to people. But then you have to follow up and do a longer call with them so you can get to know more about their business and more about what they're doing. Because if you're talking to 5, 6 people in an hour, 7 minutes of time, it's very easy for someone to slip your mind. So it's very important to actually make sure you follow up and book another appointment with them so you can actually build that relationship too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I just said that to somebody yesterday on one of the calls. I have a habit when I get into them, I'm talking and talking and talking. Next thing I know, there's like 1 minute left. 6 minutes of it was me.
100%, 100%.
But there's a couple of groups on Alignable, though. If anybody isn't aware of it, there's one on Wednesday afternoons at 1 o'clock Eastern time. It's set up. It's Chuck's Contest Corner, or something like that. I always mess up the name on it, but he doesn't do breakout rooms. If you want to speak, you raise your digital hand, and everybody's there. So nobody misses a word that's said. It's kind of like an open full forum type of thing.
That's
And
kind of interesting.
I find that really interesting. So everybody hears everything that's said. Everybody's commenting. This past week, it was kind of fun. to, see, Alignable runs a contest every year, and it's coming up. I think he said July 14th it starts. It's postponed by a week. And it was just a lot of talking about the contest this week. So you can imagine some of the comments and challenges that were coming out. It was that program was actually set up for, I think he said it was, they started it six years ago for the winners of the contest. Those like myself that are local business person of the year for Alignable. That's determined by how many votes other people on Alignable will vote for you. I ended up coming in first for my town, which tells me with the number of votes I had, not many people in my area here are active on Alignable, which doesn't make sense to me, which is why be trying to become an ambassador so I can promote in-person events around here more. I actually have a meeting coming up with them on Wednesday. So hopefully that works out. Then I can build up Alignable more in this area, which is always a good way to market, is to get on some of these Alignable connections and in-person events.
That's true. I mean, you don't want to, like, I think a lot of cold calling and cold emailing is very tricky nowadays too, because you're obviously interrupting someone's day and they feel like it's just a sales pitch. So you're trying to pitch them to try and buy something from you. Because even if you are just trying to set up a meeting with them, even if you are just trying to have a conversation, all these business owners get so many calls every single day from salespeople trying to pitch them something. So if you can get yourself onto networking events like on Alignable and other networking events out there, it's actually more beneficial for you because of the fact that you're actually talking to people who want to talk to you. They want to learn more about what you do, and then you can build those relationships and build the connections too.
Right, exactly. I have a buddy who has a local podcast. I am trying to get in touch with him actually for two things now. One is to be on his podcast because he's got a very large following. He used to have a show on a local radio station, and he left the radio station and opened up his own podcast studio. He's now got, I think, 6 people that used to have shows on the radio that now do podcasts out of his studio.
Oh, wow.
The first 8 months of his podcast, he realized he had over 800 people follow him from the radio station. And it's a
Wow.
lot of businesses that follow him and very influential um, local businesses too that follow his podcast now. So I'm trying to get on his podcast to get the word out about me locally, which would be a big help to these businesses around here and to Alignable, because of course I have to pitch Alignable.
Right. Yeah, what you're talking about there is you're trying to get the word of mouth out there, trying to get people to learn more about what you do. And again, like going back to what I do there, that's kind of what I do too, is the word of mouth. Like you can only talk to so many friends and family, they can only refer you to so many people. But if you post a review online, you're going to be seeing that by thousands of people. And then places like Google, they're going to see that they're going to push you to the very top of the page, where even more people are going to see you. So now you're going to get people coming into your business who actually want to work with you, who actually want to use your services, who need them right now. And you're going to be top of mind for them because when they search for that type of business, you're going to show up there. And that's why making sure you have something like this is very, very important for your business so you can get that visibility on your business. If you're down on page 2 of a place like Google, I think there's an old saying like, where do you hide a dead body? You hide it on page 2 of Google because nobody is ever going to check on page 2 when they're looking for you. So, I mean, if you want to get the visibility, if you want to save your time on marketing, if you want to save money, you need to be able to get yourself to the very top of the page of Google where everyone can see you.
Right. Yeah,
So,
exactly. Um, that's the biggest thing with businesses nowadays. They have to get the word out there about themselves. Because a lot of people nowadays do not look at the newspaper. I know. I've been dealing with the newspaper business for oh God, I don't know how many years. I used to drive one of the newspaper trucks. I saw how many papers were going out, and then I got injured, and they put me on a desk job. I ended up in customer service, so I know what the paper business used to be like, and I still, me and my wife still deal with newspapers at night, and I see what it is now, and it's taken a big drop. So I
well,
can
especially
guarantee most people look for things online, not
Well,
in the paper
especially
anymore.
in our generation, in my generation too. I grew up, like you said, with newspapers. I grew up with my parents getting newspapers, but ever since I moved out, I don't remember ever seeing a newspaper ever again. I've never seen a newspaper on my front porch. I've never seen a newspaper. I've seen like ads you get in the mail, like flyers and stuff like that. But I've never gotten the newspaper. I've never subscribed to the newspaper. Um, Same thing with Yellow Pages too. Like nobody ever looks at Yellow Pages anymore. Like it's you need a business, so you go to Google. You don't look at yellow pages anymore. Like yellow pages are kind of obsolete now too. There might be some people that do, but the majority of people don't look at yellow pages anymore.
I
So
don't think I've had yellow pages for at least 5 years now.
yeah, for sure. I can't remember the last time I've ever looked at yellow pages. I think I've gotten them in the mail just because they send them out, but then they just go right into recycling. I never look at them. So and And I'm only 38 years old, so there's also the younger generation that's coming up that's never ever going to even know what that is.
Yeah, you
So
ask what the yellow pages are, they what?
they won't even know what a CD is going forward. Everything's all
Yeah,
digital now. They won't even know what a CD is. So you got to keep up with the times. You got to stay with the times if you want to compete with other businesses. So
yeah. That's just like somewhere in my storage, I have a box of, are you ready for this? 8 tracks.
I'm 38 and I don't even know what an 8-track is. I've never even
See?
heard of it before. So I've probably heard the name, but I have no clue what they even look like or what they are. So
Yeah, that goes to show you the changing in times, and now even with AI out there, that's taking everything in a whole different road now.
exactly. Yeah, AI is probably one of the biggest things out there, and we have some things in our system that are AI as well. But again, we can get more detail on the another call. So
Yeah,
I'd be happy. I'm happy to share it on a whole demonstration, but for right now, I'm just happy to have a conversation with you and talk more about what I do and kind of just have a other conversation too, like this.
yeah. Um, but as far as marketing goes, there's so many options that businesses can go on to market their business that they're not even aware of.
Yeah,
Like, for instance, now I have the okay to do 30-second video commercials on live stream TV, which is something that a lot of marketers haven't gotten into yet.
that's a good
Uh,
point. Yeah,
I mean,
but but
it's 30.
when you're talking about 30-second commercials, how many people actually look at commercials these days either? Like I get on YouTube, I'll get those 30-second commercials that pop up, and as soon as it says skip, I click on skip right away. So it's
That's that's why in advertising you have the first 3 to 5 seconds to keep somebody's attention.
that's true. And if it's not something they're interested in and they need right away, they're gonna skip right past it. Another
Yeah,
good example of that too is if you're driving down the road and you see a billboard, you see the billboard sitting on the side of the road talking about a certain service. If it's, for example, if it's like a plumbing service, if you don't have any leaks in your house, you're gonna keep on driving past. You'll never write that phone number down. But the moment you have a leak in your house, you're gonna go straight to Google and you're gonna find a business there because you need that one right away. So
yeah,
the billboards don't really work that well as much anymore either, unless it's something that you really need while you're driving down the road. But in most cases, it's not something you're thinking about. Once you've left your house and you're driving down the road, you're not thinking of whether or not your pipes are leaking at your house. So,
yeah. I remember one time I was looking for that. I was in need of a plumber, and I was driving behind a plumbing truck. So what do? Take out my phone and take a picture of the back of his truck.
yeah, but again, that's the same thing. That's because you were in need of a plumber at that time.
Yeah,
If you weren't, you
if
never would have done that. So,
right, exactly.
but the moment that you got home and you needed that one, you would have gone onto Google and you would have found the first plumber that came up in the Google 3-pack and you would have called them right away. You're not going to page 2 because you have an emergency and you need that thing right away. So,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's what basically what me and you both do is try and get people on that first page.
yeah.
I mean, not everybody can be on the first page at the same time. That's practically impossible, but
But you
even
can increase your chances. You can, if you work with the algorithms, you can increase your chances of staying on there. Because
yeah,
one of the other things too is the consistency. You can get a big mistake some people make is they'll get a bunch of reviews to get themselves to the very top of the page, and then they'll stop. But then they wonder why they're not in the 3-pack down the road because Google sees you're not being consistent. Now all of a sudden nobody's talking about you, so they're going to push you back down. So you want to make sure you keep on staying consistent with those reviews, so you stay consistently up in the Google 3-pack. The moment you stop doing that, they're going to start pushing you back down the page. Whether
yeah,
you have 500 reviews, whether you have 1,000 reviews, it doesn't matter. If you're not staying consistent, it's going to push you back down that page.
right, yeah, exactly. And that's another spot that Alignable comes in handy on because you can get referrals and recommendations from people like crazy on Alignable.
Yeah.
And then you can copy those and put those on your website and get your website rating higher and higher.
That's true. And then you got to be careful with copying and pasting reviews off of places like Google to Yelp and to Facebook, because if Google sees the same exact review on different platforms, they could possibly shut down your business profile because of the fact that you're scamming. So you want to make sure that you have unique reviews on different platforms. It's not just a copy and paste. So that can get you in big trouble with those big platforms for sure.
Yeah, that's true too. They do keep an eye on that, don't they?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting about that part.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you want to make sure that when you're sending a person to the review site, they're writing it out there. You're not copying and pasting because Google knows everything. Honestly, like Google knows, they know everything. They know how to try and find whether you're copying and pasting, and you'll get in big trouble. If you lose your page on there, you're losing a lot of your business
Yeah,
because it's one of the biggest platforms out there. And if you're gone off there, nobody's going to find you on there.
yeah, that's true
So,
too. Yeah. So let me see. Check something here. All right, Kurt, do you have any? Are you out there on the side, Kurt? Hello, Kurt.
I have a quick question. Well, I don't know, a quick
Yeah.
question. Um, so, Andrew, how did you come up with the name of your organization, the Ironclad Business Solutions?
I came up with a name just because I looked around for something that sounded strong and sounded like it was very well protected. So the ironclad sounds like it's very, very strong and it's going to protect what you have. And then the business solutions incorporates other things that I can add in down the road later on. Like if I want to add other solutions into my business, then I can add other business solutions into it too. So I want to make sure that the name would stand out as something that would be like good protection for their business. So
Hmm.
I hope I explained that properly.
It
Yeah,
sounded
but
good.
yeah, well, it's needing like strong marketing and yeah, makes
Well, when
sense.
you think about iron, like iron is strong, so
Yep.
ironclad, it sounds like you're cladding your business in a really strong protective armor that's going to protect your business going forward.
Yeah, yeah. And just so people know, Andrew, I met back in March of this year, I think it was.
I think so. And then we kind
And
of lost touch for a bit, and then we connected another Alignable event there, and then that's how I got on the podcast here. Yeah. So,
yeah, I've got so many people I have to re in touch with, shall we say.
yeah.
You get
Well,
to know so many
I might have
people.
somebody else I could send your way too, because he's trying to grow his business. So I could probably send him your way to talk about his stuff as well. So I'd be happy
Sure,
to send that referral over to you as well. Um, so yeah,
sure. That's what Lineable is all about.
yeah.
Sending referrals.
Well, I'll send him to a referral to you for your podcast here, so you
Yeah,
can talk to him about what he does
yeah.
and reach out to a lot more people as well. Because he's got a really cool platform that I think everybody should be aware of for sure.
Okay. Yep. Send them my way. I'll be happy to put them on.
Sounds good.
I've got a lot of open dates. I'm I'm full for the month, but after that I have a lot of openings. So I'm looking for people. If anybody out there is interested in coming on the podcast, um, reach out to me. Look
Well,
me up on Alignable.
I'm gonna be slowing down a little more, becoming near the end of December, probably around December 20th and stuff like that, maybe a bit sooner than that because I gotta get some projects done for other people. I'm working on a jewelry box for my friend for his fiance. So my other background is actually doing cabinetry and building. So I'm actually working on a woodworking project for him, and I also gotta get Christmas shopping done, and I've gotta get Christmas presents wrapped, and it's just gonna be busy. So I gotta eventually shut it down for a little bit so I can get some stuff done. But definitely I'll be going full force back in near the beginning of January there when I get back. So
Yeah, I hear you with being busy right now. I think a lot of people are.
yeah.
Um, I have I'm in the middle of working on two books right now, and my podcast, and yeah, my trying to keep up with my business and everything.
But yeah, if anybody does want to book a call with me, make sure you click on the QR code there. And then, like I said, I can probably take some meetings up until maybe the 20th. And then after that, and from there to the beginning of January, I'm not going to be doing any calls because it's going to be time with my family and Christmas time and New Year's. So after that, then I'll be starting
Yeah.
back up in January. But if anybody does want to learn more about what I do and have a conversation, make sure they scan the QR code and book a call within the next week or so here. So
All right, Emily, is Kurt with us tonight?
Uh, connected. Kurt, are you there? Sure if he's
you guys have any questions for me?
Um, I still can't think of that one question I wanted to ask. I'll have to get
do
back to you on that when I think of it.
Sounds good.
you know
I
sort of
was
know
gonna
that
say,
do you know the sort of what it was about, John? Like the topic area or anything like that?
no, it's actually completely skipping my brain right now. So what happens when you reach 65? You start forgetting things.
Let me see if I left a note when I talked to you. Let's see if I can pull it up. I might have left a note. So let's see.
Can't remember what it is.
No, I got no note. I just said, here's my email. That's it. So I thought I would have left a longer note, but I guess that's all I left. So
Oh well, I'll just
yes.
if I think of it, I'll just get a hold of you. I got your contact info, so
But yeah, I've also there's another lady on Alignable that I met and I had she reached out to me, so I had a conversation with her, just a one-on-one. Found out a bunch of issues that she was trying to work on. I didn't try and pitch my stuff to her right away, but I sent her a bunch of contacts that could help her with her business to get her to where she wants to go. And then I did do a demo later on and showed her what I did, and she was very interested. So I'm just looking to get back to her about that. But the point is if you book a call with me, I'm not going to just jump straight into a sales pitch. I want to learn more about your business and send you to the right people, right?
yeah,
So that's
yeah,
that's the biggest thing with me is the QR code there is not a sales call. It's a call to kind of get to know you, get to know who you are, and then also see if what I have would be beneficial to you. And if not, maybe there's someone else I can send you to that could actually use where you could actually use their services to get you to where you want to go. So that's that's what that's there for.
yeah.
So I'm happy to have a conversation with anybody that wants to talk to me about this or wants to talk to me about what they're going through and uh, whether I can help them or not. I can let them know on a call, but I won't know until I talk to you. So yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else. You have anything else, Emily, that pops in?
Not sure. I might have missed this, but Andrew, but like, how long have you been in your organization?
Well, I came across this in 2022 and I was learning about this back then. So
Yeah.
I've done a lot of research on learning how the reviews work and how the whole system works that way. And then just this year I've been going full time with trying to do networking and marketing and sales, and so I would say I've been really going full time since the beginning of this year. So that's about almost about a year that I've been going full time. So
Okay. All right. And that's about everything I have. Anything else you want to throw in there, Andrew? Or
mm, not really too much. I mean, other than booking a call to have a conversation with me. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. I think I kind of covered pretty much everything that I can think of, but if there's anything that anybody else wants to know, I'm happy to answer those questions too. But like I said, right now, currently, I think I've kind of answered everything that was on my mind. So,
So what's uh I don't know if I'm gonna say, but like, what's like your favorite thing that you about what you do, or um that kind of thing,
well, for me,
or about marketing in general, or anything like that.
like because it's my business, I have to charge something for it because, but if I could give it away for free, I would give it away for free because I like to just help people out. But I can't just give it away for free if it's your business. But I like to help people out. I just have that mindset where I like to do things for people. Like one of my passions is woodworking. So I'm happy to basically build anything, design anything and build anything out of wood that I can actually fit in my shop in in my backyard. And just eventually want to build a bigger shop in my backyard so I can do more projects like that for other people as well. But I want to keep helping people with this business too to grow the funds to be able to build a bigger shop in the backyard. And then I can branch out and actually do woodworking projects for people too. But I don't like to charge people for the woodworking stuff. I just it's more of a passion for me. So if I have the money coming in, I'm happy to actually do those projects kind of for free, basically. So I like to give back to people.
Hmm.
So,
So one business leads to another business.
sort of. I mean, the woodworking business, I wouldn't call it a business because of the fact I like to do things for people. But if I
Yeah.
started to get too many things coming in at once, then I probably have to start charging for it because I can't take on too much. Like I can't take on too many woodworking projects at once, all for free. Otherwise, I'll get too bogged down with that and I can't work on the business side of things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but one or two things here and there, I don't mind just doing that for people and charging them for the materials and that's it, but not for the labor. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's coming upon the 6 o'clock hour. So Emily, there's nothing else, you want to take us on out of here?
Uh, so I want to thank Andrew for joining us today, and for everybody who's tuned in. We are here every Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 Central. And we'd love to have all of you join us. And I encourage everybody to check out all our social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and so on. And people that we've been working with, Jason on the Disability Channel, Zach Clayton of the PAC Channel, our Startup Transforming Media, Lawrence Wingate of Wingate Studios, and our Williams of the Midwest Plans and Podcast, and all the great work that they're doing. But I guess until next week, hope everybody has a safe and productive week. And